I was graduating from college and had absolutely no idea what I wanted to do. I had spent my junior year abroad studying French in Paris, and I knew I didn't want to be a French teacher. So my dad had a small packaging business, and I thought, well, let me go work for a year. I'd worked there summers, and I thought, let me go work there for a year and see what I really wanted to do, spend my year thinking about it, and then I could go and get a real job. My older brother at the time, was working in the business. Um, my father was the second generation. His father had started the business. So my brother was working in the business, so I figured I had the freedom to decide what to do. Within 6 or 8 months, we had moved to Paterson, New Jersey, a bigger facility. And my brother decided that he really hated the box business and he wanted to go on to a career in journalism. So he left the business. And there I was working with my dad, who was a wonderful mentor and really great to work with. But it was a time in the packaging space and in manufacturing when there were no women. I clearly remember walking into a room where there were over 200 people and I was literally the only woman in the room. I got a lot of dears and sweethearts and please don't worry your pretty little head about that problem or this problem, and all the things that you would never ever hear today, I heard all the time when I was starting in the business. About a year after that, my husband was selling radio advertising in New York City, and my father approached him and said, you know, if you can sell air, you can definitely sell empty boxes. So he joined us in the business, and he's really good at sales, so he was successful in working in the business. And we took maybe 2 steps forward, 1 step back, sometimes back and 1 step forward. And in 1997, my father came to me and he said, I want you to become president of the company. I was vice president, my husband was vice president, and I said, no. I absolutely do not want to be president of the company. And he said, no, you really have to. And I said, no. And we argued for about 8 months. And then he said, it's really important for the customers to see succession, really important for the employees to see it, and most of all, it's important for the banks to see it. We are a very capital-intensive business, so we had borrowed a lot of money from the banks. So I agreed, and I became president, and my husband was vice president. Got a lot of ribbing from his friends about me being his boss. And from our children, we had 3 children, and so there was a lot of, can you fire daddy? And if he doesn't eat broccoli, can you fire him for that? And so he was a good sport about it. And then we were growing the business, and I was really concerned because statistically, the 3rd generation in a family, it's less than 3% of family businesses make it in. So I certainly didn't want to be the one to screw it up. And that was kind of my mantra through the years, just don't let me screw this up. So we worked hard, and there was a lot of investment involved. And we started to grow and do well. And we were running out of space and in the offices. And my father at that point was hardly there. He was there, maybe once every couple of weeks, and he would come in and he would leave. And he had this big, beautiful office. And he was a wonderful mentor to us and always very positive. But I was really concerned. I wanted to share with him, but I was really very concerned because I was worried that he would think I was pushing him out. So I asked him if I could share. He started to cry, and I was really upset. And he started to cry because he said that he had shared his office with his father before he died. And he was so thrilled that I wanted to share his office with him. So we have these twins face each other, and he hardly comes in anymore. He's now 90 years old. He's doing well once in a while, and we still sit facing each other. And this year we're celebrating 75 years in business. My dad is 90 years old. Thank you. And our daughter Our middle daughter started in the business about 6 years ago. She's working in sales and marketing. She's a lot like her dad. And she has the task of being the fourth generation. Statistically, less than 1% of fourth make it in the business. So we will be there to help her as we grow, hopefully, into 100 years. Thank you.